Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we sit down with powerhouse women redefining success on their own terms, one bold step at a time. I'm your host, Anna. And first of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yay. It's so lovely to be here at episode 50 with my guest, Katie Love, who's doing exactly what we promote, not just for herself, but for some of the most recognizable names in pop culture. Please welcome Katie Love, former NBC News reporter turned powerhouse entrepreneur and founder and CEO of Love Social Media, a strategy-first agency that's all about connection, storytelling, and showing up online authentically and unapologetically. And Katie's journey starts from covering high-profile murder cases, which is really cool, and presidential elections, to building a digital empire that works with many different celebrities. And she's also nothing short of fearless.
Thank you. I love that word. And we should bring more of that energy into 2026.
Yes, for sure. I mean, do you have any resolutions for this year? Have you thought about that? I know that some people, have you made a vision board or?
I always do. And I work with my team. I think it's so important because at the end of last year, we end up looking to see what came to fruition.
Oh my God, I love doing that. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe so many things came. Well, cheers. Happy New Year.
Cheers.
Yay.
Happy New Year.
So what came to fruition
last year?
Yes.
Well, we did have a celebrity client that I had a picture of her cover in Forbes, and we got to work with her, and I just thought, like, that's a person I'll never be able to work with, and it happened. And so it's just like a power of putting it out into the world, even if it's a huge dream that you don't think is possible. I think it kind of made it happen. And I know you know this too, when we're thinking about our life, it's not just work, it's how we're incorporating our kids, our partner. Like, there's so much to think about to make us successful women.
Yes, no, 1000%. That's amazing. I love that. And today, in this episode, we're going to dive into what it takes to lead with conviction, pivot, if you're trying to pivot with purpose for the new year, and build a business around your own voice, even when the world isn't ready for it, right? Because most of the time, the world is not. And before we dive all these goodies, Katie, tell me a little bit about yourself, your roots, and what brought you to this wonderful city of Miami that we love so much.
Well, I'm so excited to be here. I know that I have a little bit of an unconventional start to the pink, like, princess vibes that I'm giving today, but I actually used to cover really intense reporting cases as an NBC News journalist. I covered some missing persons cases, presidential elections, and what I learned was, like, the power of storytelling. I also was in a really sexist environment, and I'm sure you've experienced that too, just being in tech and in broadcast.
1000%.
It's rampant. It's rampant. And so when I went to build my agency, I wanted to lift up other women. I wanted to work with women.
Well, cheers to that.
Yes.
You've done just that. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was my number one goal, and I'm so excited to be here in Miami. It's where I grew up. It's where I always wanted to land back. I just think that the women here are so passionate about living their lives, like, both personally and professionally. Being out in the sunshine, I think, just does something for you too. And so it's been incredible to come back here to build my agency and to work with women who are talented and fearless and lifting them up. like
I
you.
love that. Yeah, well, I think that's why we're meant to connect. We met at one of the Hey Mama, no longer, which is community that doesn't exist unfortunately anymore. But we met at one of the events there.
And I literally saw your shoes. I was like, this is a person I need to connect with, be friends with.
And I believe you were wearing pink as well. So yeah, we definitely connected, and you're such a warm and like easy person to talk to. So yes, you're completely right that Miami has a lot of amazing women, and I feel like a lot of people don't expect that, right? When they think about Miami.
I think that too, that you don't expect to be in the middle of all these women who are funding and founding businesses and scaling and growing and sailing. There is a lot of powerhouse women here in Miami.
Yes, no, I love that. And you've covered so many interesting cases, as you mentioned, some really serious things like missing person cases. What was the moment where you were like, okay, I want to really pivot out of this and start my own agency? Or was it kind of gradual pivot?
Honestly, I was covering a missing child. She was 15 years old, and I was thinking about the life ahead of me. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be a wife, and I was not the best version of myself. I had anxiety. I couldn't sleep. I was looking at people in court that were like the most disgusting humans you could ever imagine. I know people are fascinated with true crime now, but living and breathing it every day, I needed to make a pivot. I went to broadcast journalism school. Like, it was the only thing I could imagine myself doing. And there's so many women I talk to now, they're like, I want to try this thing, but I'm scared. I feel like I have an idea inside of me, but I'm scared. And so I also did this scared, and I had this moment where I was like, I know that I'm good at telling stories and social media. So I saw the power of when a child would go missing, the power of posting it on Instagram, at the time Twitter, how quickly the internet could find a child if they were out there. Which is amazing, yeah. It's incredible. So it's like, how do I harness this incredible tool, but to do it in a way that lights up my cup? I had like short hair. I was always in black. You had to, at the time, not have much personality. And so the first thing I did, which you might be surprised by, but I dyed the end of my hair, my blonde hair, pink, and like this rebellion of like, I love that. Yay. I'm gonna wear sparkles. I'm gonna be unapologetically me. And I think it's incredible the way you're talking about wardrobe and fashion and women who are successful, because I feel like a part of my brand story has to do with what I was wearing and how, like, when I step into my pink outfit, it's not just like this girly feminine moment, but like I feel like I'm stepping into my power as who I am and who I wanted to show up and be.
I think that's beautiful, and it's really amazing that you also use fashion as like a tool to get you out of your shell, right?
Yeah. Yes, I think one of the biggest moments for me, maybe year 3, was a woman was like on the street and she was just like, oh my god, the pink girl. And I was like, yay, I'm the pink girl. Yay. It's like, my branding is working. I don't care if she knows my business name, but she's like, oh, I anytime I see something pink in my feed, I'm like, oh, that's Katie Love, that's her business. And I had companies ask me for branding advice. I'm like, how do you go to school for branding? But I realized that my personal brand, the way I showed up, as you pointed out, in my like sparkly sneakers from Betsy Johnson, and like my pink outfit and my white skirt, like it became sort of my identity, or like my superhero outfit, or girl power outfit. And it really helped build my business when I was just trying to, like, I started with nothing, no funding, no help. It was just like, okay, how do I take this inkling and show that I can market myself as a founder, and that I could do it for others too.
No, that's a beautiful story. Yay, and thank you so much for sharing. And now you have an amazing team. It's all women, so yay.
It's been incredible to watch them grow. Yeah, we started, I think the scariest thing, you can tell me if you agree, but starting a business was like hire one, like the first.
Yes, absolutely. You need to have somebody that you can trust. That's going to be with you for a long time.
Yes. Yes. And so that first person that I hired has been with me for so long now, almost 7 years. And she's incredible, and it allowed me to start to open myself up to say like, okay, I'm gonna trust that I can make payroll, that I can get new clients, because you're taking on their livelihood, their healthcare, their 401k, all of these things. And just knowing that I'm responsible for 20 women in their careers has been an incredible blessing. Like outside of like the monetary benefits of growing a business, knowing that 20 women are growing personally and professionally, for me, that's a really big part of my journey too.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful journey. And I was going to ask you, and I think you already answered this question, what do you wish more women entrepreneurs knew about the power of storytelling in today's digital world, aside from your outfit?
So I think that there's so many women who come to me and they say that they're afraid to get on camera. They're afraid to be in front of video, and they know
yes,
and
1,000%.
I know that part can bring a lot of anxiety, but it's something that has helped me scale my brand. Up until recently, I had never really for clients not done any marketing or gotten any new hires. I just had to post about it on social media because I created a community of people that had watched me have 2 children, had watched me scale a business from nothing. And then when I went to look for employees or look for other clients, I had this group of people who had been supporting me from the business, like from the beginning. I know you have that community too with I Want Her Shoes. And so I think that even though it might be scary to put yourself out there, whatever
Very
you're
scary.
comfortable with.
Yes, it is. I mean, but you should just do it, right?
I think so. I mean, I'd be curious for you. I know you've like put yourself online a lot more in the last 5-6 years. How has that been for you?
I mean, I think just it takes a lot of time to really, as you said, the brand is important, right? So I think it takes a lot of time, and curation and stuff. But if you're really going all in, and I think this year was like the year where I really kind of seriously went in. So
yes,
right.
And look at you now.
Yeah, so and it's really great to see
the 50th episode, which I'm so
yes,
excited to be on.
Yes, I know, the 50th episode and 100,000 downloads, which is amazing.
Just starting in March, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It's
so
incredible.
Hey, just excited to see what comes next, right? And thank you so much for supporting and being part of this journey, because I feel like you were here from the begining.
Absolutely.
I remember talking to you and I'm like, I'm gonna hire you when we start growing, and then I was like, okay, we're ready.
Yeah, you were ready so quick.
Yes, I was not expecting, and it was very, couldn't even announce all the milestones, but that's awesome. So I'm just grateful to create the platform for amazing women like yourself, right?
Thank you so much.
And you've worked with such interesting, huge personalities. How do you balance brand presence with authenticity?
Yeah, that's a great question too. We've had the pleasure of working with some big celebrities. One of them I can talk about, Naomi Watts, who is an incredible advocate.
She seems so nice. I love her. I love her in this new show with Kim Kardashian.
She's amazing. And she was someone who took her own personal storytelling around going into perimenopause in her 30s. So a lot of women, they talk about their periods, but then we forget about women after 30. What's going to happen to our body? And I'm not sleeping and I'm hot and all these things that happen. And she was like, hey, this is happening to me in my 30s. Maybe other women are dealing with it. And we had the pleasure of working with her on the launch of her Stripes Menopause brand. And that's someone who led from authenticity. She said, I'm going to open myself up to talk about some of the symptoms I've been dealing with. I was misdiagnosed. I went to doctors. They thought I was crazy. They were like, it's fine. And now she's built a community of women who are going through that same thing. And so I think that one of the messages you can take, all of us have something inside of ourselves that we can share, something that we've learned from the years of life that we've lived. And if you're wondering if you can show up on social, think about that one or two things that have been lessons you have learned, and how can we give that back to other people, so maybe if they're going through the same thing, it can be a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, I think that's right, because I think now, and I am excited to have a story, with I Want Her Shoes, and then another story that I'm excited to share soon as well, that I could start sharing, because there's just a lot of lessons and things like that to be shared. And no, I'm talking about the book, which I could talk about, but I'm still trying to decide which way to publish the book.
So, and
you have such an interesting story, and I've only gotten like little tidbits, but I think that, you know, whatever way you publish, however you publish, just getting it out there is going to be so incredible. And you're already helping so many women. Like hearing that backstory of how you became who you are today, I think is going to be really fascinating.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's a lot of, like lessons in that, right, for everybody. So I'm really excited to share more with you guys, and that's coming soon. Maybe I decide to release it through the podcast. Who knows, right? Hey, that would be cool, right? I always try to do stuff differently because I feel like, why not, right? And what does it really look like to lead a high growth company while also being a mom and wife and always looking fabulous in your pink? And you're always still evolving personally, So how do you do everything? How do we do all of this, right?
Okay, well, great question. And I think you can't do everything without support, without your village, your community.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm someone who's so fortunate to have my husband, who's a stay-at-home parent, who used to be an investigative reporter alongside me and was coming home late at night, and we were both like, this is not working. And he felt very called to be home with our kids. I love my kids, but I did not feel that same thing. And he is so patient and incredible. And he's someone who, if I'm like, I have this idea, I want to try this, I want to invest this, he doesn't hold me back. He's like, let's go.
That's amazing to have that kind of support.
That kind of partner has been game changing for me. And also the support of the women around me on my team who have every crazy idea, everything that I've thrown out against the wall. They come to the table with so many amazing ideas. Like if I was on this island, I don't think I would have grown as quickly as I have. It feels slow though. It feels like it took forever to hit, like the first million and then the second million. But in hindsight of like pivoting my entire life and my career and moving to Miami, like it hasn't been that long, but I know every woman is like in comparison mode, like, well, that person did it this quickly and she's doing this. And so in this year, I'm trying to keep my blinders on and just do me, look at my growth, where I've been, and not look so much at what everyone else is doing, because I think it just puts you in a rabbit hole of comparison and depression, and I don't need that energy.
I agree. I mean, I think, I'm always the kind of person that feels like you don't want to, you kind of definitely have to focus on yourself, and in business, don't look at your competitors, look at your customers.
Yes.
That's a big thing, because you could definitely just go down the rabbit hole of copying people or doing things, you know what I mean? While you should really look at the customers.
Absolutely. And when someone comes to me and they're like, how do I grow on
social this person,
yes.
And you're like, no, let's look at your thing. What is your story?
What is your story and who are you talking to?
Yeah, because it might be a different audience, then it would be a different kind of growth, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think everyone's always looking, how do they grow followers? How do they get more on social media? And the answer is looking at who you are talking to, and not just talking in a vacuum, but what's going to be valuable to them. How are you going to educate them? What are you going to provide that's going to want to make them follow you? I think that's the key to success, is not just posting pretty pictures, but how are we educating? How are we contributing?
The hook, engagement, right? Getting them to it's community building, essentially, right?
Yes, I think that's how we have to think about it.
I think, this goes into the next topic. They're saying that, entrepreneurs are kind of the new influencers and all of that. But what are some things that are misunderstanding about, especially female entrepreneurs, being visible online? Is that true? Or because you can't just say you're an entrepreneur, right? If you just have an idea. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of the most popular job right now, or what people want to do that are younger. It's pretty much just being a YouTuber or a TikToker or an influencer, but they don't really understand what that means, right?
Every single day I have someone who says that they want to make passive income, they want to be an influencer. The people that we are working with that have made that their full-time job, they are putting the work in.
I'll tell you, have a little collaboration. it takes it out of you. You know, like
it takes the
really
hard work, the filming, the editing, the building the concept. It's not something that you can just decide and make a ton of money on. It's something that you really need to be thoughtful about, and like what your message is. And so it's not that easy if you just want to be an entrepreneur, but it's possible. It's possible to make your own schedule, live your own life, and do all of those things. But I think that you kind of have to be left and right brain. You need to be organized. You need to look at your numbers, but you also need to be creative and think outside of the box. And if you don't have the other side of your brain, like for me, I'm in creative mode. So I went out and hired someone who is better at me at the spreadsheets and the organizing. And then together we're successful. So thinking about like the areas of opportunity are so important.
Yes, exactly. No, that's a great answer. And you've mentioned people are still uncomfortable with powerful women, and I know that being in tech for many years. And it's especially in like the roles that we lead, women who earn more, take up more space. How do we navigate that discomfort, right? How do we talk about that, especially being a leader of a whole female team, which is amazing?
Thank you. I think that I've navigated it in different ways. So even in my personal life, saying that I am the one making not just the most money, but the money in my household income between me and my husband, that left us with some difficult and interesting conversations with friends, with families, like understanding that my job was going to come first because I was the one that was making I was a high earner, right? And that my husband was going to take care of our kids. So that was a dynamic that people needed to understand. The other thing is, when I first started out, sounds similar to you in tech, kept finding myself as being the only woman in the room. So I was like, I need to change what room I'm in. Not only is this uncomfortable, but I want to talk to other women. I don't want to be in this bro group constantly trying to sell myself and my intelligence and what I'm worth. I want to be in a room where women get it. They understand me. I don't have to work so hard to prove my value because they've done the same thing. And I think by building my all-female team, by openly saying, I want to work with female founders and entrepreneurs, it's not that I don't care about men. I love my husband. I have plenty of friends that are guys, but I wanted to put myself in a different room because I knew that I could be successful telling their stories, and that's kind of how I changed it up.
That is so amazing. Congratulations, Katie. That's such a great answer. I mean, and beautiful. I mean, I hope that this is a lesson to everybody that you can change it up, and you can actually change the room that you're in. You could build the room. You can hire the room that you're in.
Hire the room. Yes.
There you go. I think that's amazing. And how do you balance your busy life? You mentioned your husband. Do you guys keep everything together, or is it like more separate? It sounds like it's more together.
You mean in terms of finances,
like,
schedules?
Basically, just like mixing your business and pleasure together. Like you're traveling, do you separate it with business and pleasure? Those kind of things. You know, if you're working from home or you're going somewhere else to work, you know, like that kind of vibe.
So I do work from home, and one of the biggest challenges with my daughter was going into my office in my house and being like, Mommy does not exist after 9 a.m. And that's very hard when you know Mommy is just on the other
I know.
side.
I mean, I'm in the same situation. That's why sometimes they just have to leave the house.
Right, because it's hard to separate yourself when you go into mommy mode or entrepreneur mode or building mode. And so what I had to do was create a system where my daughter knew when she would see me. So from 9 a.m. to 12, Mommy was an entrepreneur. Mommy was building her business. From 12 to 12:30, Mommy was going to be Mommy. She was going to make lunch and sing songs and put her down for a nap because that was really important to me. And then I went back to doing my job. And that ended up working for both of us. So she knew, okay, this is when I see Mommy, and this is when Mommy is at work, even though I'm just, in a room next to her. And creating those boundaries was helpful, but it wasn't easy at the beginning. And especially building a business during COVID, having a kid during COVID, it wasn't as easy as just sending her out to a class or to preschool. And so we had to kind of find our way and our dynamic.
Yeah, well, sounds like you found it, which is amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
And what is your advice to women who want to show up online but feel afraid of judgment, failure, or just to be seen? Because I literally talk to people all the time like this. They're like, how do you do it? Like, I just can't do it. Like, I don't know what to post, or do you know what I mean? Like,
I do. And you have to have a certain level of I don't give a
shit.
Whichever one. And just for a moment, post something for you. Post something that you're proud of. Post a story that made you feel good, that made you feel empowered. Post a video or a photo that you're like, in this moment, I was a badass. And then forget about the reaction for a little bit. Let it sit. And then see what happens. Like, so many women get stuck in this, like, oh, I went to write it and I just didn't hit post, or it wasn't perfect.
Exactly, yeah.
And it does not need to be perfect. As women, we want every little thing and every little detail to be crossed and the I's dotted. But if you can get in a cadence of saying to yourself, I'm going to show up Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week on social.
Yep.
Whether it's a photo, whether it's a video, and then just make this commitment to yourself. And so make it about you. And then you can start to learn, okay, actually when I posted this video, I got 1,000 more views than the one where I did the lip sync. So you can start to analyze what works and what doesn't. But at the beginning, just showing up, getting into a routine, that's where the real power is. And then you'll start to, the dread, the fear, the anxiety kind of.
Yeah, and it's good to have support. Yeah, I have a LinkedIn group for that where everybody is committed to posting like 3 times a week, right?
Exactly.
So, and there's like 25 people in there, but you can have 5 people. You don't need a lot of people. You just need a couple people that want the same goal, right?
Yeah.
And you can just encourage each other.
I'm sure you found this in your business, but also deciding what to outsource can be such a liberation. Mm-hmm. And so if social media and posting and engaging feels like high anxiety for you, want to be in your zone of genius, you're running the business, you're running the numbers, outsourcing to a company like mine, to a freelancer, to a VA, if you get to be creative and let someone else deal with like the posting and the strategy, for me, that was accounting. I was doing it for a long time. I was like, if you have no business sending out invoices and reconciling your books.
I don't do that,
Yeah, it's time to release.
Yes, exactly. So then you could be your creative, beautiful, pink self.
Yeah, exactly. You know? But it's hard because all of us think we can do everything. Well, I can do that, so I should just do it.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, maybe it's harder, but I think as when you start making real money and revenue, then yes, you should definitely outsource all those things that you don't like doing. Right? And then focus on your strengths.
Because you can make more money doing the things that you're really great at.
Exactly, 1000%. Okay, let's talk about these shoes. I know they've been like...
Oh, hiding?
Hiding and rolling around. Let's see them.
Sorry,
it's okay. I'm sorry.
How do you normally get you like lift them?
No, just take it off.
Oh, take it off. Great.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
There we go. So describe the shoe. It's a Betsy Johnson.
Betsy Johnson and all
sparkle sneaker. Really festive. Happy New Year. Yeah. It's perfect. Oh my God. I would, like those are really great to walk around in for New Year's too.
So comfortable.
Because, it's like you're definitely walking around if you're looking at fireworks or if you're in a big city. Right?
Yes. I used to feel insecure walking into a networking room, walking into a room where I was doing business, not wearing a big heel. And then as I stepped into more being comfortable with who I was, what my story was, I'm like, you know what, Katie, you are a sparkly sneaker. So let's
you are.
Let's show up this way. And if someone doesn't take you seriously, like, it's not because of the sparkly sneaker. In fact, it has become a conversation piece when I walk into a room and they're like, okay, girl, the sparkly sneakers.
Is there a special story behind those specific ones?
They've just been with me, I think, for the 8 years that I've been in business.
They look so, like, new, though. You take such great care of them. Amazing. They look amazing.
Thank you. I clean them because they feel like a part of my story. And I think that your podcast connecting storytelling to shoes, it really brings something powerful to the table because it's what we walk in every day. It's how we show up. And so I just love that you're doing this.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being part of my journey. And my journey and my story is really with the heels and shoes too, because I was wearing like a pair of shoes that started a conversation with somebody that introduced me to the people that bought my first business. So I feel like that's kind of how I connected to shoes even more, because I've always liked them. But I was like, that really works, because as you can imagine, in tech, especially almost 20 years ago, nobody was wearing shoes or high heel or red high heels. Like that was something that was a conversation starter for sure. So
I love that you owned that in tech, and it was such, I can imagine.
Exactly. Like, why are you wearing? And that's kind of why I was essentially I did leave the Bay Area because I was like, I want some more color. I want to wear my pink and my sparkles, and like, you know, like it's just more fun to be yourself and be able to express yourself, right?
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And I think it does matter where you are too, because I think certain cities, like, it's just different vibe.
Definitely
right? Like, and it's not like people want to be rude or mean, it's just you stand out like a sore thumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it becomes a little more than the conversation starter. Like, it's kind of too much, right?
Yeah, I do feel like people here in Miami value unique point of view with your style.
And New York, I think, is another city. I think maybe at Los Angeles, but other than that, I feel like a lot of other cities are very particular to like what the style is. Yeah, Austin is fun though too. Like, I think you could do some fun like things with style over there. All right, well, let's get into this round of quick this or that. Breaking news or breaking reels?
Oh, breaking reels now.
Yes, of course. Oh my god, I love that. Power blazer or tulle skirt?
Okay, you know, I'm gonna have to go tulle skirt. I love a power blazer, but for me, there's something about like the femininity of a tulle skirt and just showing up and being a badass.
Yes. IG captions or TikTok voiceovers?
Oh, wow. Okay, because I'm a journalist, I'm going to go with the captions, but the voiceovers have become super popular, but I'm going to keep with my captions.
Yeah, because I don't listen on sound, so that's why I don't like those.
Yeah.
Strategy call or creative brainstorm?
I love a brainstorming session where we can just riff off of each other.
Digital detox or all-in-one algorithm?
All-in-one algorithm. I actually don't think I could survive with a digital detox.
Oh my god, that would be like the opposite for us, both of us.
Yes.
Leading quietly or loudly?
I think loudly. Show up in a room, make yourself known. It's your time to shine.
Yes, I love that. Katie, thank you for bringing your brilliance, honesty, and unapologetic power to this conversation. You've shown us that storytelling is more than content. It's really about connection, and that building a brand doesn't mean being perfect. It means being present and real in the moments that really matter. And to everybody listening, whether you're a founder or just finding your voice, may this episode be your reminder that you can run a company, you can raise a child, you can wear pink.
Yes!
You could speak truth and own every room you walk into at the same time. So thank you so much, and Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year!
Have a great first day.
Thank you for having me for your 50th episode.
Yes,
so special.
Of course. No, this was amazing. And cheers to an amazing year.
Thank you. Oh my god, you have so many options. It's impossible.
I mean, it's possible.
Oh my god, obsessed.
I kind of felt like those were, I knew, like, I don't know how, but I knew you were good. I thought about that earlier. I'm like, she's gonna go for those.
I love them!